Namaste. Hi, my name's Mia and I'm from North Beach Yoga. I'm going to start today by lying down on your back and just placing one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Just starting to close the eyes and just observing your breath, noticing the rise and fall. As you breathe in and out through the nose only, starting to lengthen the breath a little bit and engaging the back of the throat. That will really help you slow down the breath. Make sure you keep the arms and the shoulders relaxed. And relax into your face, your brow, and the corners of the eyes as well. On your next few breaths, start to feel the breath first of all in the lower belly, then into the middle belly, and then into the chest, all on the one inhale. And then exhale, let all three areas fall at the same time. Keep relaxing the shoulders. When you're ready to inhale, inhale lower belly, middle belly, chest, and then slowly exhale, making that ujjayi sound in the back of the throat. Inhaling into your lower belly, middle belly, and chest, and exhaling all as one. And then either keep the hands there if that helps you with that sort of proprioception of what's going on in the breath, or let the arms just rest down by your side now, palms facing upwards. And repeat this three-part breath. This is a krama breath, a stepped breath. So as you inhale, feel the breath go into your lower belly, middle belly, and chest, and then exhale all in one. Sort of controlling it from the lower belly though. Now start to see if you can add a step in between each, so that as you inhale into the lower belly, there's a pause before you continue the inhale into the middle belly. Pause, and then inhaling into the chest. Pause, and then exhaling completely. Softening through the back of the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Inhale, lower belly. Pause. Middle belly. Pause. Chest. Pause, holding as long as you can now. And very gently releasing, nice and slow. Just 3 more rounds like this, trying to lengthen the pauses as much as you can in your own time now. So each pause just kind of feels like a moment of nothingness. It's just a stillness. And then for the last round, just feeling Mulabandha engage as you exhale. So that's that feeling of lifting through the pelvic floor, or similar to that feeling, lifting through the pelvic floor, allowing that strength through the lower belly to start to awaken, and connecting with your root log. Last round. bring your hands down towards your heels. Knees are hip width apart. Your fingertips might reach the heels, they might not, that's fine. Just make sure that the knees don't knock inwards. They're staying nice, those thighs are staying nice and parallel. As you press into your heels, tuck your tail and start to peel up, really tucking and hollowing through the belly here. As you peel up just a little bit. And then as you exhale, keep that feeling of hollowing through the belly and feel your sacrum start to reach away from you and down towards the ground. As you inhale, tuck the tail, press into the heels, start to lift up. Maybe a little bit higher this time, to the mid-back. And then exhale, trying to feel as though you could touch down with every spinous process, every sort of link of the chain as you roll down. And then the tailbone area is the last point to touch down. As you inhale, start to press into the heels, lifting up. And exhale, peeling down. So either staying with this, going up a little bit more each time, or now we're going to add the arms. So when you're ready, tucking under, inhale, raise the arms, rolling them all the way up and over. Just keeping your chin neutral, so gazing straight up towards the ceiling. And exhale as you slowly roll the arms and lowering down through the spine. Fingertips and tail touch down together. Inhale to come back up again. Press into the heels a little bit more as you lift the hips a little bit higher. And then exhale to slowly lower down. Just doing 3 more like this. Pressing into the heels, inhaling, raise up. And exhale, lowering down. Notice how the breath controls the movement the whole way in both directions. Inhale, raise up. Once you're up, get the feeling that you are dragging your heels towards your shoulders, but you're not actually going to move the heels. Good. We'll just do 1 more. Press into the feet. Inhale, come on up. Chin is neutral, pressing through the heels, and exhale, tucking all the way down. Softening around through the pelvis and the hips, softening around through the glutes, and reaching the arms around your thighs or knees, and just holding here. Bring the hands onto the knees and start to draw some circles with the knees going out wide, drawing back, setting the knees away from each other and coming back the other way. Just trying to loosen up through that lower back. And then bringing your right leg up into the air, crossing your thigh over your left thigh, and then perhaps binding the feet. Okay? Otherwise, just squeeze the thighs together. Don't worry about the bind. If it's easy though, start to bind the feet and flex the feet as well. And then bringing your left arm up, right arm underneath, give yourself a bit of a hug, and then releasing through the backs of the hands. You could keep the backs of the hands towards each other or come to bind the hands as well. If that's a bit tricky though, please just bring the hands towards each other and trying to get the elbows close. So holding here in Supta Garudasana, the supine eagle pose, either stay here or as you exhale, start to lift the chest up towards the thighs. Inhale as you lower down. So thinking more about the work coming from the belly rather than feeling as though your neck was trying to lead the way. You can start to push out through the heels slightly. And each time you raise up, we want to feel as though you could bring the whole of the front belly towards the back of the body, towards the mat. Using your breath very strongly here. You might do this but just resting your hands on your chest or out to the side and isolating the work into a bit of a feeling of hugging the knees towards the chest instead, if it's too much to do the arms as well. Otherwise, just keep doing a few more crunches, resting whenever you like. And the slower we go, the more we can move with the breath. Last one. Release, hug the knees to the chest and just soften there. If you like, you could do some more circles with the knees just to release everything out. Otherwise, just 2 more breaths, softening here. Soften through the sides of the neck, soften through the shoulders, soften the jaw. Just relaxing here. And then taking the right leg up into the air, extend the left leg onto the ground and bring the arms out to the side. So you're going to bring your arms out like cactus arms as you bring the elbows to be in line with your shoulders. Flex the feet, come into dorsiflexion and pressing the heel away. So this is a bit of work here as well, especially now that we've got both legs active. And on your every exhale, think about drawing the belly back towards the spine. Holding here as you press that heel up towards the ceiling. Your heel might be over here, depends on how it feels for you, but pressing out through both. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly open that right heel out to the right. You might just go a couple of degrees, or if it's easy, you can start to lower the leg a few more degrees, but keep your left pelvis, left hip, sort of glued down to the ground. And left shoulder as well. As you inhale, slowly bring that leg up. And as you exhale, crossing it over the body, going as far as you like, letting that right hip come on up. Strong legs though. Inhale, bringing it back up through center. And exhale, slowly open out to the side. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale over towards the left side. One more slow one each way. Making sure you're anchored in the hip and the shoulders. And exhale as you cross over the body. Drawing the belly back towards the spine. Keep that feeling as you raise the leg back up. Changing sides. So just start with the right leg bent as you extend the left leg up. Just get that feeling of release through the back of the hamstrings there. And then extending the right leg on the ground so that now both feet are flexed again. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale that left leg out to the left, however far feels right for you. Inhale back to center. As you exhale to cross over through the with the body, just think about lifting up through Mula Bandha. So pelvic floor is engaging, especially on every exhale. So as you exhale the left leg out to the left, think about drawing up through Mula Bandha and all the way through the back body as well, so that you're feeling your core muscles really engage. Just kind of doing these very slow tick-tock. So you're sort of going between 11 and 1 o'clock or 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to lift up. Just do one more on this side. And exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest, just softening here. Maybe do some circles again if that feels good. And then reaching the legs straight up into the air. You might like to bring your hands underneath your tail so that you're either side of your sacrum. That sometimes just helps, gives a little bit more support underneath your lower back there. But by all means, you can leave the arms out to the side in cactus arms. We're going to slowly point the toes, so plantar flexing the feet, and slowly lowering the right toes towards the ground with straight legs. So you might just go to halfway, you might not go all the way down, hovering the leg, and then slowly raise back up as you inhale. Exhaling, feeling the left leg extend away from you. Both feet have got pointed toes. Slowly raise up. So try not to rush the raising of the leg. Exhale, slowly lower through the right. Keep feeling back, drawing the belly back towards the spine. Inhale, slowly raise up. Exhale, left leg. Soften the jaw, soften the shoulders, soften through the throat. Inhale, come on up. Keep going like this, or feel free to rest whenever you like. So it's really important as we work through this area of the abdominals to pay attention to what's going on in the hip flexors. So at the front of the hips, you might notice they're working really strong too. But we just want to make sure that they're not doing the most of the work. So we want to make sure that a lot of the load is coming from the work through the belly. Okay. And of course your breath is guiding you the whole way. Keep drawing the whole belly back towards the spine and zip up through Mula Bandha. Last one on your left. And release and soften. Maybe come through some circles again with the knees. Just paying lots of attention to the sensation of letting go. So really bring yourself to let go through those hip flexors, through that lower belly, through the front of the thighs and the glutes as well. When you're ready, bring the legs straight back up again. You might bring the hands underneath your tail or bring them out to cactus arms. This time we're going to sort of scissor kick or flutter kick the legs, and doing it as fast as you can, and maybe starting to lower the legs a little bit. It's much better though to have this very controlled, so if you need to slow it down, by all means do. And making sure that the breath doesn't try to match the quick movement of the legs. So we've still got a nice slow exhale as we lower down, and again you might only go a couple of degrees, and a slow inhale as you come on up. Just crisscrossing the ankles, the heels. Nice straight legs to do this. So you don't want to be bending the knees. You want to keep the legs nice and straight. And especially when you start to lower the legs down, it's really important to draw the rectus abdominis, the more superficial muscles here, back towards the spine so that you're not letting them protrude outwards. Naturally, they will try to, but you've got to try to work against that. Rest whenever you need to, making sure that there's no discomfort in the lower back here. So we want all the work to be through your core strength and your abdominals. Exhaling down and inhaling up. Soften around the neck. Last one. And release and soften. Drag some circles again, trying to release through the hip flexors. And make the circles go the other way. And then starting to bring the chest up, bringing the arms out to the side and letting your hands just kind of cradle your head a little bit there. So there's a bit of support there for you. As you exhale, extend your left leg away and bring your left shoulder up towards your right knee. Inhale to slowly change, keep the knees in towards you, and exhale, lift your right shoulder to left knee. Inhale back to center. So it's like we're doing very slow bicycles. Exhale. Very dynamic here though, because we're working very hard. Think of lifting your right shoulder to your left knee. Inhale to center. Exhale, crossing over. those same key points to consider, drawing the belly back towards the spine, Mula Bandha kicking in every time you exhale, pointing the toes, plantar flexion, getting all that work coming from your deeper core muscles. If you want to take a rest, or you might continue, but just rest the head. So you might just do the legs, okay? Otherwise, just a few more each side. And then release, hug the knees in. Soften through the shoulders, soften the forehead, the jaw. And then for the last round of abdominal warm-up here, we're just going to do some twists. So as you keep the knees where they are, we're going to exhale towards your right and extend the arms outside that thigh. Inhale back to center. The fingertips come either side of the temples, and exhale around towards your left. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, center to hover. Exhale to twist around, leading from the belly. Thinking about the shoulder lifting all the way up, or indeed the side of the chest. So your arms are not pushing you, they're not making momentum here. They're just kind of following the direction where the shoulder leads. Noticing whether the chin is trying to take over, whether the neck is doing all the work, and just keep coming back to that feeling of the work coming from way deeper. Last round. And release. Holding here, hug the knees into the chest and soften. When you're ready, begin to roll yourself up to sitting. So you might take hold of the back of the thighs and roll yourself up. You might roll back a few times, just if this is okay for your spine. Always just making sure you only do what feels right for you in this practice. Exhaling back, inhaling forwards. If you wish, you could add the arms out in front. Exhale back, and inhale, try to come up into a bit of a boat pose, or maybe a half boat pose. Exhale, drop back. Inhale, coming on up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. As you come on up, crossing the feet over, bringing yourselves over onto hands and knees, and dropping back to child's pose. Keep the arms out in front and really reach the fingertips away from you. Bring the sit bones back towards the heels. Spread the fingers wide, but still try to keep these shoulders away from the ears, so broaden through the shoulders there. Inhale forwards to semi-plank, and exhale back to downward dog. Inhale forwards to semi-plank, exhale back to downward dog. Crawling through to cobra, chin, chest, inhaling the whole way into your baby cobra. Elbows back, squeeze those elbows right back, and exhale, press back to downward dog. Inhale, slowly lower the knees to the ground and hollow the belly. And exhale to child's pose, arms extended. Crawling through, chin, chest, all the way. Shoulders, draw them back with these shoulder blades down as well. And press back to downward dog. Slowly lowering the knees, inhaling as you go. Exhale, child's pose, arms extended. Crawling through. Elbows, draw them in as if you could get them to touch your rib cage. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, press back to downward dog. Keep going like this. Slowly lowering the knees, drawing back through the belly. Exhale, child's pose, arms extended. Crawling through. Inhale. Big toes are touching behind you. And exhale. You could be just going through hands and knees here and staying there, or coming up that way for your downward dog. Inhaling to lower the knees. Try to resist here as you lower the knees down. And exhale, child's pose, arms extended. Crawling through. Inhaling the whole way. Ashtanga pranam. And exhale, press back to downward dog. Last round. Inhale, lowering the knees as you resist. And exhale, child's pose. Crawling through. Chin, chest, elbows back. Lifting the heart there and pressing back to downward dog. So maybe pedaling the feet here as you just warm up into your downward dog. And then holding in this position as you feel your belly hollow here. So really concave through the belly. So ultimately we'd like to practice that yoga on an empty stomach. So that way we can practice more and more Bandha Uddiyana Bandha, this feeling of lifting the belly up into the rib cage. So if you have just eaten, then maybe not so much, not a good idea to do Uddiyana Bandha. As you exhale, feel the lift through Mula Bandha, pelvic floor lifting. And just letting your head hang. Shoulders are still broad and active. You're pressing into the index finger and the thumb of each hand and trying to feel that L-shaped press in as you open through the creases of the elbows. Last breath in your downward dog. As you inhale, resist and slowly lower down onto your knees. And exhale, child's pose, arms extended. Turn the palms to face each other, raising up into Bali. Inhale here. And exhale, lowering the arms down. Stepping your right foot forward, coming into a low lunge. And trying to release out through the front of that left hip. So you can start to press into the toenails of the back foot and maybe raising the back knee off the ground a little, just to deepen the stretch. You might already be getting enough stretch where you are, so you might not need to do that. But if it feels good, start to take that back knee off the ground. Good. And we're going to come on up, raise the arms up. You can maybe touch the hands towards each other. All right, otherwise just keep the hands shoulder width apart. Make sure there's a nice balance between lunging deeply but also lifting yourself out a little bit as well. Shoulders away from the ears. And then bring your right hand down onto your hip. Reach up and over with your left hand. Nice deep stretch through that front left hip there. Inhale to come on up. Release the hands down. Drop back to child's pose. Arms extended. Looking forwards. Crawling through. Chin, chest. Inhale. And exhale. Press back to downward dog. Slowly lowering the knees to the ground as you resist. Inhaling. And exhale back to child's pose. Arms extended. Just take a breath or two here. When you're ready, turn the palms to face each other. Rise up into Bali. Inhale. And exhale, lowering the arms down. Coming to the left side, left leg forward. Coming into your low lunge to start with. Deepening that stretch through the right hip flexor this time. If it feels good to press into the top of the back foot, then do that and maybe even lift up through the back knee. And then raise the arms up. Maybe the palms or fingertips come to touch, or maybe you bring the arms out by either side in line with the shoulders. If you're still feeling the lift upwards though, you could have the back toes over or have the toenails on the ground. Bring the left hand onto the hip, reach up and over with your right arm. Always keeping that nice Ujjayi breath the whole time. and release. Bring the hands around the front foot. Drop back to child's pose, arms extended. We'll just do one more crawl through. Chin, chest, all the way into a baby bhujangasana. And exhale, pressing back to downward dog. Coming forward into plank. You're going to bring the knees to the ground, or if you wish, you could lower straight down from a full plank, all the way down onto your belly. As you inhale, bring the palms back, lift up through your heart center, and exhale, lower down. That might be enough for you. You might just keep repeating those. Or as you inhale, raise the chest and the palms up. Palms are facing down here. And exhale, start to lower down. Stay with that. Or maybe hands and feet. Inhale, raise up, lifting up through your chest. Shoulders, draw them down, away from you. And exhale, lower down. Two more of whichever one feels right for you. Inhaling to raise up. And exhaling to lower down. Inhale to raise up. And exhaling to lower down. And then finally, bring the hands behind. Inhale to raise up. And maybe the feet, maybe the knuckles can start to reach up and away from you. And you can look up between the eyebrows a little bit. And release down. Coming to lie on your left side. Bring your left elbow underneath you. Bending through your right leg. Coming into a bit of a tree pose here. You can flex through both, well, the left foot is flexed. And you're pressing the right heel into the right thigh. And just trying to balance here. So you could start to bring the arm out. Okay, the right arm out. And then to make it a little bit harder, you can start to point through those bottom toes. Check that you're not falling back onto the glutes there. Try to stay balanced up on your hip bone. And keep bringing that knee right up nice and high. No strain in the neck. You might look down if that feels better, or pretty much just a neutral gaze straight ahead of you. From here, you can take the thigh and raise the leg up. You could take the calf, or you could take your big toe, and then starting to slide down onto your elbow and raising that leg up. So again, you could be here. Now to make this a little bit easier, you can bend through the bottom leg so you feel a bit more stable. But to make it a bit trickier, you can start to straighten that leg, flex for a little bit more balance with those toes, or you can point the toes to make it a little bit harder. Start to draw the thigh towards you. If you can deepen the stretch that way. Good, take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly release. Coming back up onto your elbow. We're going to raise the right arm up into the air. And as you exhale, twisting as you scoop that arm underneath. Inhale to raise it up. Both legs are active, heels, feet are flexed, heels pressing away. Exhale, draw it under. Inhale, raise up. And exhale, draw it under. Now you can either keep going like this, or coming up and lifting your hip as well. Raise the arm up, inhale. Exhale, draw it underneath. You wouldn't want to be doing this though if you've got any shoulder issues. To make sure you keep those hips on the ground if you need. And release. Raise the arm up. Bring yourself back down onto your belly. Come on up into a Shalabhasana again. Inhale, drawing the knuckles away from you, and exhaling to lower down. Change it to the other side, so you can just roll over, or switching over to your other side, however you like. Coming to lie on your right elbow, and feeling the legs nice and strong out through all the way towards the toes. So we're going to flex the feet, point the toes as you raise the left leg up and bring it into a tree position. Good, so you can point the toes or flex them, just depending on how you want to find your balance there. And maybe extend that top arm away from you. Try to think about opening through the hip here and avoiding that pitfall of falling back into the hip. Feel yourself lifting upwards. And then slowly bringing yourself down to balance on your, holding your head in your hand. You could flex through that bottom foot there to help your balance as you take the left leg up into the air, or you can bend that bottom leg as well. Catching hold of that left thigh, calf, or the big toe, wherever it is for you. And remembering, if you want to go for a bit more challenge to balance, you can take that straight leg underneath you, so the right leg can now be straight as well. So notice how you do want to fall backwards all the time like this. You want to keep yourself lifting up onto that hip area. When you're ready, slowly release. Bringing yourself back up onto the elbow. As you inhale, raise up through your left arm. As you exhale, curling it underneath you. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, curl it under. Keep connecting with your breath. Inhale, raise it up. And exhale, curl it under. Good. So either keep going like this or start to lift up. So you might flex the feet to help you come up. Looking after your shoulders though, that's first and foremost. Inhale, raise up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Bring yourself around to lie back on your belly again. And bringing the arms out in front. So a bit like Superman. And then starting to flutter kick the feet. You can stay like this, or if it feels okay, start to flutter kick the arms as well. You might look up a little bit, or just keep the gaze down towards the ground, if that's better for your neck. And release. Bring the hands either side of the chest and press yourself back into child's pose. Softening here. Big breaths into the lower back. Let the shoulders just release and round. And then bringing yourself up nice and slow. Turn the back toes over. Bring yourself into Malasana, so coming into a squat position. By all means, you could come up to a much higher position if you're looking after your knees. So as with all my classes, you always take care of yourself. You become your own teacher as well, so you listen to your own body. Never trying to feel like you have to match whatever we're doing on the mat. Drawing the thumbs towards you, pressing the elbows in towards the knees in towards the elbows, but also getting the feeling as though you were activating the outer rotating muscles as well. So there's a lot going on in the hip joints, lots of strength through the whole of the thighs. Drawing the thumbs back, lengthening the spine. Bring the hands forward, exhaling into your forward bend. As you inhale, come into flat back, nice and high. Lengthen the spine, feet are hip width apart. Hollow belly as you exhale to fold forwards. Raising the arms out to the side, inhale. And exhale, bring the palms down the centre. Into Samasthiti here, good. Just stepping your right foot forward and bringing the back heel off the ground. Dropping down into a bit of a high lunge with a bit of a bend through that back knee. Good. Raise the arms up, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, we want to feel as though we're just one long line from the hip to the fingertips. Slowly start to exhale as you lean forwards. Now you might be better off doing this with your hands on your hips. Make sure your knee feels comfortable and inhale, come on up. As you exhale, maybe dipping through that back knee. Inhale to straighten. Exhale. Leaning forwards, but still connecting with that back foot. Inhale to come on up. Exhale to dip. Inhale, moving with your breath. Exhale, tilt. Inhale. Exhale, dip. Inhale. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up. And exhale, dip. Inhale, up. As you exhale, release the hands around the front foot. Coming to do some cat curls here. Your option is, of course, to do a vinyasa if you would like to lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, press back to downward dog. So just choosing whether you'd like to do some cat curls or come through that little vinyasa. We're going to walk the hands back towards the feet and exhale to lower down into Malasana. Take 3 breaths here. Feeling as though every exhale is helping you to lift up through Mula Bandha. Bring the hands down, coming into your forward fold, Uttanasana, feet are parallel, and exhale. A little bend in the knees might be nice. Inhale to flat back, lengthen the spine. And exhale, hollow belly as you forward fold. Strong legs as you come on up, reach with your heart, hands up. And exhale, draw the palms towards each other. Good. Stepping your left foot forward. And bending through the back knee. So I want you just to make sure whenever your front knee is bent, it's nice and forward facing, so it doesn't rock inwards or outwards. That's really important. So activate all the muscles in the thigh that can help you to do all those actions at once. And keep that feeling every time. Raise the arms up. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, little dip through the back knee, or if it feels okay, you can go all the way down. But do just go with how your knees feel. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, dip. Exhale, tilt. Remember, you could have the hands on your hips and just isolate the work to the legs and the waist. Last one. Release the hands around the front foot, come onto hands and knees for cat curls, or bring the knees onto the ground, lower down, semi-plank. Semi-chaturanga. Inhale, opening through your chest. And exhale, press back to downward dog. Taking 5 breaths now. You might come to child's pose, or you could hold your downward dog. Whichever one feels better for you right now. If you're holding your downward dog, really feel as though you're connecting with your breath. So yoga is all about the breath. And just as we were doing at the beginning of the class, I want you to imagine that you've got those 3 sections in your torso and you're breathing into all 3. The belly is very strongly controlling that movement too. When you're ready, walking your hands back towards the feet and exhaling as you lower down into Malasana. So you might have a block underneath your heels. Again, you might not be all the way down. You might be just holding halfway. Drawing the thumbs towards you. Lengthen your spine. Feel the lift from below. And the gaze is just soft ahead of you. Releasing forwards into Uttanasana and exhaling there. Inhale into flat back, lengthen, strong through the belly every time. And exhaling into your forward bend. A little bend through the knees. Connect with the earth as you come on up. Raise the palms and inhale here. And exhale, draw the palms down. Stepping your right foot forward and dropping the back heel this time into Virabhadrasana 1. So notice the foot is on a 45-degree angle behind me. And your front knee, just try to keep it centered again, same as we were doing before. Raise the arms up. Maybe the palms can come to touch. But whenever you bring the arms up, just make sure those shoulders don't follow. So you don't want to feel this happening. You want to feel this broadness through the shoulders still. Strong, but a softness around the neck. Maybe you can glance up towards
the hands, but you don't want to be throwing your head back too far. So supporting through the neck, opening and broadening through the chest, and feeling that length through that back leg. From here, we're going to come forwards into Virabhadrasana 3. So bringing the palms to touch towards your heart. Come to step forward onto the front leg, pointing through the back toes, keeping the hips level here. So don't let it turn into a sideways maneuver. We want to be forward facing. As you raise the back toes a little or a lot, you can have the palms together. You could have the hands on your hips. Stay there if that feels good. Otherwise, if it's okay for you to start lowering down, then keep that left hip in line with the right and press out through the back heel. You could bring the arms out to the side, or if it all feels okay, keep those arms or take those arms overhead, maybe even interlacing the thumbs, coming into Virabhadrasana 3. Press out through the heel. Strong breath. Come out of it whenever you need to, back into your Warrior 1. Otherwise, from here, from your Warrior 3, we're going to slowly bring the palms towards the chest, swing that knee all the way through to the front, and then raise the arms up. Big breath in. As you exhale, shoot that leg back into a Warrior 3 or just into a Warrior 3 starting position. And then bring the knee forward, bring the leg up and the arms. Exhale, bring it back. You can flex the foot if it gets all the way up behind you. Inhale, bring the arms and the knee forward and up. Have a rest if you need to, otherwise one more. Raising the knee up. Inhale here. And then stepping it back to Warrior 1. Inhale to raise up through your heart center. Exhale, bring the hands around the front foot. Step back for some cat cows, or you might bring the knees to the ground and lower down. Scoop your heart forward. You could always do Chaturanga and Urdhva Mukha Svanasana if you're used to that in your practice. Taking a couple of breaths here in your down dog. If you wish, from here, coming down to child's pose for another 3 breaths. Keep feeling the chest drawing back towards your spine, even though you're trying to send your concave belly towards your thighs. So you're not overarching through the back. So there's a support network going on through there. Belly nice and hollow. If you're in your child's pose, just walk the hands back towards the feet. And from downward dog, doing the same. Walk the hands back towards the feet. And exhaling into Balasana. Just one more breath here. Reach the hands forward, coming into your forward bend. Exhale. Inhale to flat back. And exhale, forward bend. Feel that strength through the legs as you inhale to come on up. Raise the arms up, reach up. And exhale, draw the palms down. Stepping your left foot forward, coming into Virabhadrasana 1 on your left side. So strong through the legs. If you need to come into a shorter angle there, so a smaller angle instead of sort of 45, maybe coming to 30 or 20. If that helps you keep that front knee in place, that's fine. Raise the arms up, or maybe keep them on your hips as you inhale here. Draw the shoulder blades down, maybe the fingertips touch. Feeling strength through the legs. And then bring your palms down, stepping forward onto the front leg, pointing out through the back toes. Just get yourself nice and steady there. Remembering you could just stay here with your back toes on the ground or slightly off the ground. That's a fabulous Warrior 3 right there as well. Okay, so choosing to either stay here, keeping the hips level. Otherwise, if it feels good, you can start to lower yourself down as you raise the back leg. You might bring the hands all the way out to the side to help you balance here like an aeroplane. Okay, you might stay there. You don't have to raise the arms overhead. And if at any point you feel too wobbly, then just release and drop back to a Warrior 1. You can join in again when we give the cue. Otherwise, come back into your Warrior 3 or holding your Warrior 3. Keep breathing here, nice and strong through the breath, wherever you are in your warrior three. Making sure that right hip stays in line with the left, and then slowly start to bring your hands towards your chest, your knee forwards and up, and raising your arms up. Exhale. Bring the leg back behind you into a warrior three. Remember, it could just be here. You don't need to go all the way into a full warrior three. And then slowly bring yourself up, raising the arms up, raising up through the knee. Exhaling as you reach away. You could do airplane arms here as well. Bring the knee forward and up. Exhaling back. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Last one. Inhale it up. And exhale, stepping back to warrior three. Lift up through, warrior one. Inhale, lift up through your heart. And exhale, bring the hands around the front foot. Step back to your vinyasa of choice, or you might just hold here with some cat curls. So a plank as you lower down. Coming up to inhale to cobra or upward dog, or just holding here in some cat curls. And then pressing back to downward dog. Take 3 breaths here, or you might start to lower the knees down and have your 3 breaths in child's pose instead. 1 more breath. When you're ready, coming back towards your feet and exhaling into a forward bend. Coming straight into your forward bend. Raising up, come on up, reach the arms out to the side, straight on up. And exhale, draw the palms down the center. Good. Coming into tree pose now, Vrikshasana. So bringing your right knee forward, I'll mirror you now, and opening it out to the side. Either stay there, having the heel nice and low, or bring it up onto the calf, or all the way up onto the thigh. Bringing the palms to touch, and really make that left leg nice and strong. And keep opening that knee out to the side. You can stay there, or maybe you'll raise the arms up. Just finding a spot out in front of you, somewhere that's not moving, to try and fix your steady, gentle gaze, your drishti, to help you balance. You can stay there, or you can start to sway your tree, reaching up and over towards your right. Come on up, reaching the arms up, bringing that knee forward, extending the leg out in front of you if you can, holding it there for a few breaths, and then slowly lowering it down. Bringing your left knee forward, open it out to the side, choosing your position here. So you might stay here on the ankle, you might bring it up to the calf, or you might take it up onto the thigh. Or you might do a mixture of each. So bringing the palms to touch, holding there. You also could bring your arms out to the side if that helps your balance. And don't forget, you could always have a wall to hold on to as well. Okay, you don't want to rely on the wall too much. It's all about achieving a balanced pose, but it's great just to know the wall is there, something that's not going to move. And keep opening that knee out to the side. If it feels good, bring your left hand down and reaching up and over towards your left. Feeling the strength through the belly. That's where the balance is coming from. Raising the arms up when you're ready. Draw the knee forwards. Extend the leg away. Holding if you can. And then slowly lowering the leg down. Beautiful. Coming back to the back end of your mat. Take a deep breath in. And exhaling to fold forwards. Inhaling as you prepare and look out in front. And exhaling, just walking forwards to your downward dog. Raising the right leg up into the air, bring the knee out to the right wrist and coming into your pigeon pose. So you could have a rolled up blanket underneath your hip or a big rolled up towel, or if you've got a block, you could use a block as well. As you inhale, raise the heart, and as you exhale, starting to fold forwards. So you might rest your forehead on your hands, and just taking a few deep breaths here. Feel as though you could extend that back leg a little bit more, then turn the toes and creep that knee back a little bit further. Keep drawing the shoulder blades down the back, nice and spacious there around the neck. Either stay there, or if it feels good, come on up to lift your heart center. One day over time, you could bend through that back knee. You could reach back for it with your left hand. And having the palm facing the big toe side, so that eventually one day you could go a little bit further and hook the foot into the crease of the elbow. When you know this hand is feeling weightless, the front hand is weightless, and you feel level between left and right hips, then that right arm might raise up, and eventually one day, interlacing the fingers or just hooking the fingers behind you to come into Ekapada Kapotasana. Slowly release. Come back into child's pose, coming up from your pigeon, wherever you're in, and start to pedal the feet. Nice and loose, messy dog here. Belly is still hollow, and then left knee to left wrist, coming down into your pigeon pose. Remember, you can have block or blanket or whatever you've got to rest underneath that left hip, so that you can lengthen yourself upwards and not feel like you're falling either side. Some people fall left, some people fall right. We want to try to feel even. Lift up through your heart and start to lower down, resting your forehead, preferably resting somewhere so that you're not letting your head hang into your neck muscles. So just resting the head somewhere. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Maybe turn over the back toes, creep them further behind. Creeping that back knee a little bit further away. If you need to deepen the stretch, you might already be at your maximum, so just go with what feels right. Either stay here or come on up. Start to lift up through your heart center. Maybe bend through the back leg. Maybe reach back for it. Either stay there, or you could bend through the elbow and hook the foot. Try to stay centered through left and right hip. Left arm might one day travel up, and then maybe hooking the fingers, little monkey grip really, as you lift up through your heart center. But you try not to get to this point until you're ready. So you'll know when you're ready because that left hand will just feel easy to come off the ground. Slowly release. And then pressing yourself back into a downward dog or into a child's pose. If you're in your downward dog, you can loosen up through the hips. Just taking 2 more breaths here. Let the head hang in either pose, child's pose or downward dog. And slowly bringing the knees down onto the ground. Bring the legs out in front, hugging the right knee in towards you, and start to take hold of that knee as you bring the right hand behind, left arm wraps around that knee. Stay here as you look over that right shoulder, or bring that left arm up into the air, elbow outside the knee and twisting around. Looking all the way into the corners of the eyes, that left leg is really strong. You're pressing out through that heel. Take 2 more breaths here. And slowly come back through center. Changing sides. Hug the left thigh in towards you. Reach around, take hold of that thigh. Looking over your left shoulder. Maybe right elbow comes up in front, or to the side I should say, the outside of that knee. Pressing out through the heel. Try to feel like the twist is coming from the belly, not from the chin or the shoulder. One last breath here. And slowly release. So I recommend now that as you come to lie down into your relaxation pose, into Shavasana, that you perhaps grab a phone or a timer, make sure your phone is on Do Not Disturb, And just take a good 10 minutes. If you can't take 10, take 5. But put the timer on. So otherwise you might get distracted not knowing what time it is. It's really nice to have that so that you know you can just lie there in stillness until it's time. You might take 15 minutes, you might take half an hour. That would be fabulous. Whichever sort of length or duration of your Shavasana, make sure you enjoy it. So really don't allow your mind to take you out of the moment. So as you get yourself nice and settled, I'm going to leave you here. Bring the palms to touch whenever you finish your practice. And I send all my gratitude to you and see you next time. Namaste.